Washington's most famous home sits at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, but one of the city's other oldest homes is lesser known, and its former occupants might still be haunting the halls. During the spooky season, that is. Willie James Inman takes us to the Octagon.
In the heart of the nation's capital, just steps away from the White House, sits a little-known piece of Washington's early history.
This is it.
Yes, welcome to the Octagon.
The Octagon is a more than 200-year-old house, completed in 1801. It served as a second home for the prominent Taylor family of Virginia, who were friends of George Washington. Amanda Ferrario manages the historic building.
Where does the Octagon name come from?
So the Octagon name comes from this room that we're standing in right now. In order to build a circular room, you make the structure out of an octagonal shape and then build it in with various building materials to get this nice, smooth circle.
The house was designed by William Thornton, who served as the first architect of the U.S. Capitol. Its architecture provides a glimpse into the home's storied past, one that includes the plight of the enslaved people who worked and lived in the home's basement, mostly out of sight of the wealthy occupants.
This is the absolute epicenter of all of the activity, not only for the enslaved who would live and work here, they were sleeping here, they were working here around the clock.
Perhaps the home's most notable residents were President James Madison and his wife Dolly Madison, who temporarily moved in after the British burned down the White House in 1814.
How much was the rent?
I think it was about $6,000 for 6 months.
That's a lot back then.
I mean, it's a steal today.
Dolly Madison hosted tightly packed social events, which became known as squeezes, on the first floor.
This is also where...
And right here in the circular office, President Madison signed the Treaty of Ghent, which ended the War of 1812.
This is the table where he signed the treaty.
But long after the historic moments and high society social events of Washington's past, some guests have reported eerie experiences. Doors opening unprompted, lights flickering without anyone touching a switch, and security alarms going off without explanation.
During the 1990s restoration, this room picked up a lot of activity. The windows and doors, the closets were open, and this is the room where the footsteps were in the freshly oiled floors.
Before she was First Lady, Jackie Kennedy, then known as Jackie Bouvier, visited the home when she worked for a local newspaper. As the story goes, she had her own haunting experience during her visit.
She wrote in her memoirs about standing exactly where you are right now and having this overwhelming presence and smell of lilac, and she equated it to a former First Lady looking over the shoulder of a future First Lady.
Wow, that's spooky.
Although it's currently closed for renovations, the home usually draws visitors to the nation's capital looking to get a glimpse of history and perhaps experience a paranormal sight for themselves.
It was very much about the history.
Jennifer Calvert-Hall is the executive director of the Architects Foundation, which oversees the historic building and its visitors.
The people who founded the United States of America were interested in very progressive ideas, and that those progressive ideas were reflected in its architecture. I want them to feel that.
This little-known home providing a rich glimpse into American history. For CBS Saturday Morning, Willie James Inman, Washington.
See, I thought I knew all the little hidden spaces in D.C. And I learned something new right here on CBS Saturday Morning.
Where you can go to get a little haunt.
Yeah, and I got a little chill when he was describing Dolly tapping Miss Bouvier on the shoulder. Whew.